Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's week 5 in the NFL, and this is our regular false favorites and top underdogs segment that we do with Doug Upstone. Doug, thanks for being back with us this week. How'd you do in this segment last week?
Well, Peter, I had my first losing week of the season on these picks, but you know what? I'll take it. I'm still 8-4 on the season. We'll look to move ahead and get back on the winning track this week.
Man, 8-4 is nothing to sneeze at. In fact, it's so good, it's almost unsustainable. Or maybe for you, it is sustainable. Doug Upstone, what's your first false favorite or top underdog for NFL Week 5?
My first false favorite is on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, when I saw this line at -10 or -9.5, that seemed really bloated to me for a team that's 0-3 straight up and against the spread in their last 3. Now, granted, they have played some very good teams in Denver, Green Bay, and Cincinnati, but you still have to win games in the NFL. Now, when you look at Kansas City, their main defensive weakness is the secondary, which has injured players, but still are really playing poorly, and they're 28th overall in the National Football League. And Jay Cutler, for all of his flaws, he still can throw the ball as long as he throws it to the right team. Now, the Chiefs' offensive line is a lot like Dunkin' Donuts. They got a lot of holes. And Alex Smith is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL with 19, and you can probably double that number when you count the number of times he's been hurried. Now, Chicago, Peter, is far from perfect. So as long as Cutler doesn't kill them with turnovers, I think anything under 7 points with this game, I think is looking really good, and I'll definitely consider Kansas City a false favorite here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Doug Upson, when I first saw this line, that was my thought as well, that the line was a little bit inflated. Not sure that Kansas City, they could get a double-digit win. Are they a 50% proposition to get a double-digit win? I'm not sold on that. All right, Doug Upson, what's your second false favorite or top dog for Week 5?
My second false favorite is going to be on Philadelphia. Now, I have backed the Eagles pretty much all season looking at them, believing Chip Kelly had the right type of team that he wanted. But now, Peter, there's an empty seat on the Philadelphia bandwagon, and I'm off of it for NFL picks for the time being. Now, the Eagles' offensive line reminds me of Scott Weiland, the former lead singer for the Stone Temple Pilots, with both him and the offensive line unwatchable these days. The Eagles' offense ranks 29th, and there's no help in sight. The Eagles' defense looks a little better, ranked 21st, certainly not good. But the most concerning part to me is twice in fourth quarter games, the team has come back to take a lead, and that same defense has given up points that ended up costing their team to lose. That really gets me off of them. New Orleans, I'm in agreement, is nothing special, but just too many points for me. I'll take the Saints and say Philadelphia is a false favorite.
I certainly can't disagree with that. The spread makes me nervous. I actually, though, really like the under in this one, 49.5. Philly's gone under in all 4 of their games, and I'm willing to bet that they go under for a 5th straight game. The spread, very nervous, makes me nervous, but I certainly see a play on the Saints being justified. What's your third false favorite or top dog for us this week, Doug?
We got a top dog this time, and it's going to be Pittsburgh. They have a very good shot to win on the road. Now, they would be going to San Diego 3-1 if they had a relatively good kicker and a little better game management. But hey, your record's the record, so you have to move on. And I think the Steelers coaches, with the extra time, are going to be able to properly prepare Michael Vick this time, as opposed to a short week for the Baltimore game. Now, San Diego was 500, but they have yet to play a complete game of any sort this year. They were fortunate to beat winless Detroit. They struggled mightily to beat Cleveland at home last week, and they were beat up both at Cincinnati and Minnesota. Now, the Chargers are once again basically just a passing team, Peter, with Phillip Rivers and really a meager running game. The Steelers, in this case, they're 21-7 against the spread against teams that average 7.5 or more yards per pass attempt, and they're a solid 70-48 as an underdog. Plus, they've covered 4 of the last 5 when they've gone down to SoCal. I think the Steelers steal one against the Chargers this Sunday.
Yep, I agree with you as well. Not very impressed with the Chargers in general, and I'm thinking despite Roethlisberger being out, the defense improving, seems like it's proving a little bit for, Pittsburgh with Bell, and maybe they can plan to at least keep this one within the number. I'm agreeing with you. Pittsburgh might have some value. Doug Upstone, thanks so much. Talk to you next week.
My pleasure, Peter.